Welcome to Mishna study Masechet Besa Perek Gimel Mishnah Aleph. Over here in this Mishnah, we're going to discuss fishing in a pond. Okay, so I say in a pond because we know that on Yom Tov you're allowed to do things for ochel nefesh, right? Which is for the sake of eating your holiday meal. But right, it needs to be a melacha that you could not have done from before the holiday. So let's say slaughtering an animal, that would be okay, right? Because you couldn't have slaughtered it beforehand. Right? Meat would get old, spoiled, and whatnot. So you're allowed to slaughter an animal on the holiday. When it comes to hunting, though, right, you could go ahead and catch that animal from beforehand, right? You could fish from beforehand, and therefore fishing, right, out in the ocean, going hunting, that's not allowed on Yom Tov. Now, let's say you had a fish that you caught, right, and now you placed it in a pond, right, or it's in a fish pond. Right now, some of these fish ponds, they could be, really big. So you really have to go ahead and go through the act of catching them again. And therefore, our Mishnah is going to discuss whether you're allowed to recatch these fish or not. So, opening line, you're not allowed to go ahead and fish from a pond on Yom Tov, right? Why? For the reason that we mentioned, because they're not caught. Right? It's not like they're in a small little bucket and you could just, pick them out, or they're in a cage that you already caught them in there and they're in an easy cage that you could just pick them out. You have to go ahead and catch them again. So because you're not allowed to go through the act of hunting, catching on the holiday, so this is not allowed. You cannot feed them food, right? Why? Because these fish are muktzah. There's nothing you can do with them. So you can't also, also not allowed to feed them food. What are you allowed to do? You're allowed to hunt an animal or a bird from a bevar, right? Bevar is not just a pond. Bevar is also the language used for any, type of home or pen that you're bringing up, you're growing these animals. And so therefore you are allowed to go ahead and hunt animals from that pen because an animal in that pen, unlike a fish, right, is much easier to catch. You don't have to go through the act of catching it, right? When it's in a pen, it's pretty much caught. If them is not, and therefore you could also go ahead and feed them. Right? Not all pens or ponds are the same. Look, it depends. Each one's different. If that animal is caught, right, it's already considered caught in that pen, then it's going to be allowed. But let's say it's something that's mehusar tzedad. It's lacking a catching, right? You need to go ahead and still hunt that animal, still have to catch that animal. Then it's going to be asur, right? That's what Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel says, and halacha is like it.